So reliability and connectivity and ecosystems and all these words that you normally associate with other brands, you don't necessarily think of when you think of Alfa Romeo, but that's what they're launching here. This is the Tonale, the Veloce version of it. It is a small SUV, PHEV, so plug-in hybrid. It has 280 horsepower. It is performance and it's quiet. It's got all the things you don't expect from Alfa Romeo. So let's have a quick look around it and see what we make of this new car. With a quick look at the front of the car, which is perfectly Alfa Romeo. Even though it's tall, we still have that nice triangular grille, and a grille is an important thing on a car. Gives it a face, gives it a look, gives it an attitude as well, and it has that sporty edge to the whole car. But if you look at the length of the car, you see it's an SUV, small, compact, crossover type SUV. It is though a four-wheel drive. We were testing the four-wheel drive earlier on, and when we move around towards the back of it, you see a sort of a clamshell element to it, but it still has these beautiful lights all across the back end, which we look at as a sort of a light show that they talk about a lot on these cars. And I know I'm getting kind of sick of light shows, but this one's actually kind of cool, and they do really cool stuff with indicators. Two exhausts in the back, they're actually operational exhausts as well. The design exterior is a work of art. It really is. When you see it up close, it really is a work of art. I don't think pictures actually do it justice, but I love the look of this. So let's have a look now on the inside and see where they're really going well with it. It's so well built. I'm going to close the door. You hear that big lump of a thud? That was the keys in the door. So listen, it's really heavy thud, really properly, really well built. Massive keys, chunky steering wheel. It feels like a sporty car, it really does. Wireless tray is in here in the center of it, but you do have two USB ports on top, one C, one A. Couple of cup holders. It's snug in here. It feels snug, it feels nice. When you start it up, start buttons on the steering wheel. Silence. Silence because it's a PHEV. Until you put it into D. And then the noise starts because it brings on a petrol engine. But it's an amazing thing to see the maturity come into it now. They've obviously learned, and they've also been given some money from Stellantis Group, which is the important part of it, because that's where the money for this car is coming from. That's where this beautiful layout is coming from. I think Alfa Romeo are back. Let's take this for a spin out on the road and see what it's like. In Balocco Proving Grounds, this is where Alfa Romeo develop their cars. It's a proving ground where they test and develop stuff. We've been here before. Long time viewers of the channel will remember me being here before. It all came flooding back to me today in a waft of memory. I think it was the Fiat 500L. I'm not sure. But it was a very nice car, whatever it was. This is a PHEV. Now, I'm struggling here. I had to get out on my own. I had to get away from them. I'm going to go on the racetrack in a half an hour. But I'm struggling here to try and figure out where this car fits, because Alfa Romeo is a maker of sporty, performance-y, alfisti cars. You know the stuff I'm talking about. They're good at it. They've always been good at it. It's going to overtake that other Tonale. Tonale! It's a great name, in fairness. But what they've done here is to take one of the Jeep chassis and stuff, all the other vehicles within the now Stellantis range, and put in a petrol engine and an 80-kilometer ranged battery unit. 80 kilometers is good. That's a good range for a PHEV. I swear it is really good. But they've kept their DNA stuff. They've kept the dynamics, the kind of it's very hard to nail down exactly, because Alfa don't speak in these languages. They don't speak about connectivity and reliability, and but yet that was what the big press conference was about: reliability and what you can and can't do in the cars, and what they're going to do for the future. Their percentages are up, and all these things. I'm going out through the employee entrance, by the way, as if I work here, as if I'm something, special. I think that's right. Is that right? I'm going right by. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm going out to employee's entrance. It's fine. Those security guards got some pain in their holes. Yeah, I'm here as well, like. Thank you. Security guard came over there. Thought I was in trouble, but he looks very friendly. He's like a little Santi. Bill Santi. Right, let's go. But yes, the range is good. There's also a Rover 418 there. The range is very good. 80 kilometers is very good. I think the car itself sits poised very well on the road. Really does. And when you put it into D of the DNA, you got a real engine noise, real sound, like, and it does. It has 280 something horsepower, or 280 horsepower, and it's coming from a decent gasoline engine, and has this battery unit down under the floor in the transmission tunnel and under the back seats, driving the other wheels. So it's a four-wheel drive as well. So they really are trying something a little bit different here. But I think Alfa Romeo needs something else to save the factory, save the plant, and save the whole idea of what Alfa Romeo is. Because these cars, although SUVs very desirable at the moment, people do go after them. For some ungodly reason, you buy a phenomenal amount of them. I'm not sure why, but that's what you do. So we should be enjoying them, right? But the car fits very well here. I do like this car. I love the company. I love the people behind the company. The brilliant people I've met on this trip already are they're so enthusiastic. For Italians who don't really get that level of enthusiasm normally from an Italian, you just kind of go, well, look, it's brilliant. That's as far as the Italian thing is going. It's brilliant. What more do you want? But these are really enthusiastic people, and it really does come across in their vehicle as well as in their attitudes. And I'm looking up there at the Alps, which are out in front of me, surrounded now in cloud. But I'm in that part of the country that has that. It's northern up here, where Turin is out that way. Milan is back behind me here, and out in front of me then is the Alps and the Swiss Alps, and over those mountains then is back into Europe again. It's a fantastic location area. But thinking more back to Alfa Romeo themselves, I'm not sure whether they're ready for it, whether they're a mature company, and somehow they're making choices and decisions that don't reflect their heritage. If you were buying a performance SUV now, let's look at what's in there, right? So you got BMW, maybe X1 might be in there, but mostly they're going to sell in diesels. Not really a performance thing either. You got Formentor, Cooper Formentor, really good car, brand new brand as well, feels good, feels nice, feels youthful. And Alfa Romeo, this thing, which is a performance car, and it feels every bit an Alfa, you know. Just lacks madness of the Italians, the madness that the Italians bring to a car. It lacks a little bit of that, and that's what they do. They bring a sort of a craziness, like, it'll be fine, just drive as fast as you can in this direction and it'll be fine. And so it kind of lacks that madness, and for that it's kind of, in another way, slightly disappointing. In normal mode, it's quite lazy. Nothing particularly wrong with that, because sometimes you just want to drive to work, you want to drive to school, or you want to drive, you know, you just want to go to something else. You don't really want to get there by going, you know, you don't want that. But when all's said and done, it's an Alfa Romeo. I know some of you out there won't agree with that. Some of you will say it's not really an Alfa Romeo because it's not mad, it's not performancey, it's not a crazy car to drive. Crazy, eh? No, it's quite a normal car to drive, but that's what Alfa Romeo actually need. They actually need that, because if they don't do that, and don't make something normal, it'll be the end of them. So Alfa Romeo are back. They really are back on the market. And I know they never really left, but in my mind, Alfa Romeo, particularly Alfa Romeo Ireland, have been lying dormant for some time, but this has brought them back into the fore. And I'm here in Baloco Proving Ground. I've been watching Maseratis and Ferraris and Fiats and Alfa Romeos go around this ground here today, all proving what they're at the moment. This is an exciting future for the Italian brand, but they need a winner. They absolutely need to knock this out of the park when it comes to reliability, when it comes to customer service, when it comes to all the things you'd expect a car company to do. This car has to do it right, and anything coming out from Alfa Romeo in the future has to do it right as well. Listen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've hit the subscribe button. And until the next time, I will see you on the far side.